good morning everybody, it's Brian. Hope you're doing well today. I'm gonna go live just a little bit early. I guess I'm about 20 minutes early actually. But there's a lot going on in the market. Came into just absolute carnage this morning. Dow's down 400 points, the S&P's down 50, NASDAQ's down 200, almost 260. I mean, just red across the board. Driven by, it looks like if you kind of, track it back, it looks like the big sell-off came when the president announced that he and the first lady had tested positive for COVID. So what what does that really tell us? I think the market's been looking for an excuse to sell off. But anyway, other than that, really how our market, the breadth of the market really digest that and what it does with it, that's the important thing. So there's a few things happening today. It's a big news day. We've got non-farm payroll coming up. So we've got the unemployment rate and non-farm payroll coming out along with average earnings report. So this combined, this is a huge deal, a really huge deal, and a potential market mover. It would have been a market mover. Now it's kind of competing with the COVID news. So I don't know. It's a crazy time. So we'll see what the market brings for us. The big thing today is, like I said yesterday, don't try to front run the market. Don't try to guess what's going to happen with the news. Don't try to guess how the market's going to react to the news. Let the news come out. Let the market digest what all's occurred overnight with this news, combined with what the future potentially looks like based on what the unemployment rate is and whether we're adding new jobs or not. And then let's see what direction we can take. Everything's pretty mixed up. Forex, we're not going to trade today. In Forex, I just don't trade non-farm payroll Fridays. The futures market, we've got a mixed bag. Everything is mixed across the board. If we look over here at the S&P, that's gold. If we look at the S&P, our 4-hour bias is long. However, the 30-minute bias is short. As the bottom just fell out of this over here, we now have a conflicting bias. Big numbers to watch would be 3,300. If we can't break 3,300. Yesterday we talked about 3,400, and we can see how, 3,400. Yesterday we talked about 3,360, and that number just held up through the day. It really held the line. I kind of thought that, I guess no one could have anticipated the news that occurred last night. I kind of thought that we might just stay flat and be kind of hanging out around this 3,360 coming into non-farm payroll today. That's obviously not the case. So now we've got a mixed bias here with a long bias in the 4-hour, short bias in the 30-minute. So that's telling us same thing. Just sit on our hands. Don't do anything. Let's let the market figure out where it's going to go. There is a lot of upside left in this market. So, it's hard to say how the market makers really are going to ultimately digest what's occurred overnight. Your big funds, your banks, the market makers, the big guys. What are they gonna do with the news that came out, and how does that couple with real data, which is non-farm payroll, which is the employment rate, which is new jobs being added, so on and so forth. So long and short of that is, let's just be safe. Let's let the market do what it's going to do. That first hour will probably be pretty crazy once things come online at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. So let everything digest and see what direction the market's going to go. If we push back up, back up to this 3350 area, that could be a great spot to look for breakout buys back into the long direction. Breaking down below 3,300. If that's broken and it closes below this, that'll be a great spot for looking for continued shorts here on the day. But be cautious with it. I mean, right now this is telling us, hey, just don't trade. If we've got a mixed bias, don't trade. There's no reason to try to jump in and just, you know, be there just to be there. You know, save your money for a more, quote, normal day, if there is such a thing. But you know, there are days that are that have less going on than others, and you know, those are the days that we can jump in and trade with the big market. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of decision making today. So you know, this tells us mixed bias. Don't do anything. Crude is in a short bias. The 4 hours short, 30-minute is short. Looking for short trading opportunities there in crude. Now, I will say this: if the S&P somehow sees a big rally, that could pull crude with it. So be careful. You know, if we break back, if crude pulls back up and it breaks above 38.50, we could see, you know, that starting to move back up into the long direction, and that would, you know, cancel out what we're looking at here for short trading opportunities. But for right now, we are still looking at shorts. So that would mean, you know, waiting for price to pull back, and you know, if it can't close above 38 here, we could look for, you know, shorts back down again off of that. The other way to go is just watching for higher lows and higher highs, and then trading it short off of the higher lows and higher highs after we break out of that. But again, let's wait for the news. Let's see what happens with the news and see how that impacts how that impacts crude. Gold is in a mixed bias as well. So pretty much everything is telling us to be on the sidelines right now, which isn't a bad way to go. I mean, being on the sidelines is a trade as well. Let the market do what the market's going to do. Let the news come out. Let everybody, the powers that be, figure out what direction they want to go. And then once we have a confirmed direction, we can start looking for trading opportunities again. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've got for you. Big sell-off yesterday in crypto. Could not push higher. We were kind of hitting those tops up there. Could not break higher. It just reversed and rolled over on us. So crypto is down versus yesterday. But you know, I say crypto. I'm talking about Bitcoin and ETH. You know, just the two big dogs, you know, of what we might watch in crypto are down. So really, that's all I've got for you guys. We've got big news coming up here. Big news happened overnight, and we just need to see what the market thinks of all of that. And if it can find a direction, then we want to trade in the direction of that market. All of our indicators are telling us things are mixed right now. When it's mixed, just sit on the sideline. Don't try to jump into anything just to be in it. It can end badly. So that's it. That's all I've got for you for today. We'll come back on Monday and see what's happening. All right, bye.